so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you're joining me from. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greeting according to your time zone. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I upload a video. You can be among the first to receive it. Then go to the comment section at all times. Leave your comment, drop your contribution. If you have suggestions, make it out there. If you have any criticism, put it down on the comment section. It will make us to get better, presenting you a better program. Thank you so much.
A happy celebration to Christians, all the Christians all over the world that are celebrating today. I wish you a very happy Easter celebration. Wherever you are watching from, wherever you are celebrating from, I wish you a very happy Easter season. So as people are celebrating, yes, we are not forgetting the main thing that brings us online. We are not forgetting our major responsibility. We are not forgetting whom we are. When you talk about the Easter celebration today, always remember that we want to resurrect and get out of the contraption where we found ourselves. This Resurrection Sunday is also a day that you remember that you must have to resurrect from your sleep. If you are a Biafran living in the old southeastern region, today is a wake-up call for you to resurrect. Those of you who are Christians, I know majority from the Biafran land, most of the people from Biafran land, from the old southeastern region, they are all Christians. So majority will be celebrating today. As you are celebrating, I want you to transfer that celebration into your own self. When you are thinking about resurrection, I want to think about that resurrection into your own freedom. Remember that you have been in the grave a long time. As we have been in that very contraption where the British have kept us, in that contraption, it has been a grave that we have been in. We have been buried in that very contraption a very long time. We've been there in a grave, covered. Today is a day of resurrection. Put that at the back of your mind that you must have to resurrect from your slumber today if you are a Biafran. In extension, every other person that is in that contraption called Nigeria and you found yourself in captivity, it is time for you to rise. It is time for you to rise. It is time for you to rise. Let this Resurrection Sunday be a wake-up call for you. Do not say you were not warned. Do not say you were not told. A lot of things is going to happen in a few days to come. A lot of things are going to happen. Do not allow yourself to be left behind. In case you are being on this very platform for the very first time, this is an auto-piloted platform. Auto-piloted by Chukwu Okike himself, under the spokesmanship of Master Simon Ekpa and on the leadership of Master Nnamdi Kanu. That is where we stand, speaking the truth at all the time and pushing out the information to Biafrans to know what is actually the situation and what we must do. That is why I come online on a daily basis. That is why I broadcast. That is why I communicate to Biafran people. There's no more reason except that. I'm not coming online for my own personal gain or any personal interest. I'm coming here for the interest of my own people, for my unborn generation, for us to secure our freedom, which is our right. And as you all know, I myself, I am a Christian. But before identifying as a Christian, I am first of all a Biafran. I am a Biafran first, before you can attach any other thing to me, any other religion, any other attitude, anything. First of all, I must be identified as a Biafran. That is why every Sunday I come here to talk about the Biafra, to worship as a Biafran. Even today, that is a Resurrection Sunday. I want to resurrect as a Biafran. I don't want to be in slavery anymore. We have been in slavery for a very long time. Today is a day of resurrection. As you are looking toward that resurrection as a Christian, begin to implement that resurrection into your own life as a Biafran. We have been buried in this contraption for a very long time. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please, as you join, kindly share the broadcast. Please, as you join the broadcast, share the broadcast on your platform, share to family and friends, share it in any WhatsApp group that you belong. Make sure you share. so that people can join us on today's broadcast to get the information on what we are saying. Because this day, the day of resurrection, is a very important day that we must have to keep at heart. And as we are marking that resurrection day, we must not forget that we have to resurrect first as Biafrans. Resurrect from this captivity where we find ourselves, from this dungeon where the British have carved us into. We must have to resurrect from that. And the resurrection have started. The awakeness have started. Mazen Nandekano, our supreme leader, have done a marvelous work. Chukwu Okike sent Mazen Nandekano to us to wake us up from our sleep, to wake us up from our slumber, to make us begin to pay attention to things that we are not paying attention to. And I can tell you today, so many Biafrans are awake and they are paying attention. So many Biafrans today can see clearly more than they have ever seen. So many Biafrans today can stand boldly more than they have ever done. And I tell you, you must have to continue to go on that path. That is the right way to go. There's nothing wrong in identifying yourself with any religion you deem fit that is okay for you. There's nothing wrong in identifying with any religion you wish to. But I tell you, before you could identify yourself with any religion, before you could identify yourself with anything at all, first of all, have it at the back of your mind that as long as you're from the old southeastern region, you are a Biafran. And because you are a Biafran, your life is under threat. Because you are a Biafran, you have been made an endangered species in that very place you are carved into. And you don't have to fold your hands and continue to watch. What you have to do is that now that you have realized that you have been made an endangered species in a place where it's supposed to be your nation, what you have to do today is to begin to plan your way out. Begin to plan your way out. Begin to resurrect from that very grave that have placed you. I thank Chukwu Okike from our spokesperson, Master Samuel Eba, who is today holding the banner. Even in the absence of Mazen Nandekano, he has stood his ground, unshaken. He doesn't waver, standing firm, very, very firm, daily and every minute of the day. I thank Chukwu Okike on his behalf. And I tell you, if you are a Biafran, any place you are as a Biafran, you must have to listen to the voice of reason. The only voice of reason that we have today is our spokesperson, Master Samuel Eba. That is the only voice of reason I can see. I don't know if you are saying another. If you have any other voice of reason you can say, please do write at the comment section and let me know. I would like to know who that person is. The only voice of reason I know today that I can see, that I can testify about, is our spokesperson, Master Samuel Eba, who has taken up the challenge and the battle in the absence of Master Nandekano. Who Master Nandekano by himself anointed and gave to us. And today, he is standing firm on his ground, unwavering, unshaken, with all the attack, blackmail, propaganda that is coming from right, left, and center. He is standing firm and standing strong. And no wonder Chukwu Okike kept him where he kept him all this while. Chukwu Okike, I can tell you, prepared Master Samuel Eba for this battle. And he is equal to the task. He is equal to the task. It doesn't matter whom you are. It doesn't matter where you're coming from. It doesn't matter whom your sponsor is. Our spokesperson, Master Samuel Eba, is standing on that pillar, which is the truth. He is standing on the truth, pursuing that which Chukwu Okike have told him to pursue, the freedom of his own people. Very focused, undistracted. He called himself 50 men in one. But I say he is more than 50 men in one. He's 100 men in one. You can get the 100 men we are talking about in him alone. There is no doubt he is doing a great job. So I tell you that this is the voice of reason we can see today. The only voice of reason I can testify for me personally, the only voice of reason I can testify for in the struggle of Biafra today, outside Mazen Nandekano, who they have taken away from us, is Master Samuel Eba. There's no doubt about it. And I challenge you, if you have any other voice of reason that you think that this person is a voice of reason that we can listen to, that we must listen to, go to the comment section, tell me who that person is and give me a reason why you think that that person is the voice of reason. There are so many evidence pointing to the fact that Master Simon Ekpa is the man that we need today. He has laid his foundation very, very well. Very innocent, very clean. You cannot find him wanted in any aspect of his life. We have never seen anybody come out with any evidence of any fraud in him or any crime committed with him. None whatsoever. With all the challenges, attack and blackmail have been coming, we have never ever seen one person that come out and accuse Master Simon Ekpa of committing one fraud or the other. We have never seen any. And what does that tell you? He was prepared for this mission. And that is why he's going to succeed. Regardless what you do or what you say, he's going to succeed. And I can tell you, today, you must listen to that voice of reason. If you are not following Master Simon Ekpa on Twitter, make sure you key in. Follow him on Twitter so that you will not be left behind. Follow him on Twitter so that you will not be left behind, so that you will be updated with every single thing that is happening. The battle is for you and I. It is our responsibility to fight this battle and win it. Master Simon Ekpa is already there leading the battle. So why are you slacking behind? Why are you lagging behind? You must have to stand up and fight for it. Today, the only thing that is in our mind that we must do is to exit this very contraption that we find ourselves. The Biafran people, we found ourselves in an irredeemable nation. A nation that is irredeemable. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how good you are. If you try to make any step to redeem this contraption called Nigeria, you are in for a surprise. Any attempt to redeem the contraption, you are in for a surprise. It didn't start today. It has started from origin. Every Biafran that has made a move to secure this very contraption has always ended up either in debt, disgrace, or bringing death to his own people. It has been happening right from origin. Trace it from beginning. Any move that is being made by a Biafran to safeguard this very contraption brings death. So many people have done it in the past. And what happened? They took their life. They painted them up to the extent of bringing war to us. Simply because we were trying to maintain peace. Simply because we were trying to create an environment where everybody will be treated equal. The so-called one Nigeria you hear about and talk about. The only people today that are still carrying the burden of one Nigeria is the Biafran people. It is because of the Biafran people that you still hear about one Nigeria. It is because of the Biafran people. They confess it. They talk about it. But they talk about it in a different form so that the Biafrans will not take the glory. They will tell you any place you go in that contraption called the Zoological Republic that you must see a Biafran. They tell you anywhere you go you don't see a Biafran. Mainly the Igbo Biafran. You should run away. What does that tell you? It tells you that the Igbo Biafrans have something to offer. It tells you that wherever they go, there is life there. It tells you wherever they go, they build. That is why you see that adage, that any place you go and you don't see an Igbo man, that means life doesn't exist there and nobody can survive there. That very adage speaks volume. But each time they want to use it, they will use it in such a way that they're going to make it derogatory to you. But I can tell you, that is an indirect confession. An indirect confession to tell you that you are the one holding the so-called one Nigeria they talk about. It is the Biafran that made it possible. Left for other ethnic groups. They are not willing and ready to get into it. They are not willing. And it didn't start from our action. It started from the onset. When we were talking about the so-called independent, every other person, Ahmadu Bello and the Awolowo, they were ready to go their separate ways. Ahmadu Bello wasn't ready to get involved in anything called one Nigeria, because he knows that we are not one and we'll never be one. In the same vein, Awolowo said it, that we cannot be one. Everybody must have to go to his region. They saw something which Dr. Nana Azikiwe did not see because of his open heart. And that same kind of open heart of Dr. Azikiwe is still what is keeping us as a slave today. That open heart, that love, showing love to somebody who doesn't want to be in love with you is a suicide mission. That is what it is. When you begin to show love to somebody who doesn't want to have anything to do with you, you are wasting your goddamn time. It's a waste of time, and you are risking your life. That very move that Dr. Nanaskiwe made, when people around there have told him to his own face, they told him to his own face, we are not the same and we never be. Amadu Bello went to the extent of telling him to his face, you have different religion, I have a different religion. You have a different culture, I have a different culture. We can never agree. But yet, Dr. Nanaskiwe allowed his love and goodness and kindness to overshadow his heart. He began to risk his own comfort at the expense of rescuing his enemy. Even when the enemy is telling him to his face, you are an enemy. Awolowo also called his attention. Let these people go. We are not one and can never be one. It is better let everybody be on their own. Dr. Nandaziki will continue to call for one Nigeria, because he was calling for one Nigeria with good intent, thinking that he was dealing with people who had the same mindset with him. This same kind of mindset is what is keeping us in captivity up today. If not, Biafra would have gone long time ago. Biafra would have gone long time ago. Even in this generation, there are still people today who you see them, they talk about one Nigeria because they are considering somebody who is looking at them as an enemy. They say, no, I don't want us to separate. I want us to be together. We have to be together. How dare you continue to force yourself into a relationship that you are not wanted? This same you that is forcing somebody to be together, forcing that you have to be with someone who doesn't want you. When you see a man and a woman in their marriage disturbed, unorganized, unaccepting each other, you will be the first person to advise the woman to go for a divorce. You will be the first person to advise the husband to go for a divorce. Now, here is a marriage where you have been told time and time again that you don't want it. Here is a marriage where you see abuse on daily basis. You see it on daily basis. You see it in their word, in their action, in the way they treat you. When you go to your shops, any place you go, any place you step in that contraption, you see the abuse that is being placed on the Igbo Biafrans, that they are not wanted. Even that person that you are calling your best friend, who because of him you don't want to talk about Biafra, that very person you are protecting, that very person, because of your relationship with him, you don't want to talk about Biafra. Let me tell you, he is not your friend. That same person will be the first person to attack him when the time comes. I can tell you, that is why when I think back on what transpired in this election, I am happy. I feel happy. I feel happy. After what transpired in this election, there is no Biafran that will come out openly. No shameful, no Biafran that still have shame in his eyes. No Biafran that still have conscience in him that will come out and say he doesn't support Biafra. None. Those who can say it openly, it is now buried deep in their heart. Those who are scared, they are scared of talking about it because of what will be done to them. They are scared. They are scared of arrest. They are scared of attack. But deep down in their heart today, they have embraced Biafra more than ever. That is one thing that this election have done. Even people who were pretending to be your friend, oh, Igbo people, we are one. How can you say Igbo people cannot be president? One of the, remember one of them? Remember one of them who was always saying that how can you say an Igbo person cannot be president? He was almost using that to campaign so that he can be able to win the heart of the Igbo people. At the end of the day, did he vote for an Igbo man? He didn't. Even when he tried to contest and he failed, then he joined the attack against the Igbo people. But initially, he painted himself as an angel. And now, the Igbo people, with their simple heart, the way their mind is so flexible, so their heart is so light, they can fall easily for a mere praises. simply because someone made a good comment about them, because they have been receiving bashing all right, left, and center, because the hatred against them is so much and so enormous. When they found one person who make a positive statement, they will rush towards that person and praise him to help. And before you know it, the next minute the person turned 360 degrees and begin to be the arch enemy of the same people. Look at somebody like Fani Kayode today. Look at somebody like Fani Kayode. That is why I chose the topic that I chose today. I say the irredeemable corrupt nation. We must exit it now. Exit the irredeemable corrupt nation. That is why I chose that topic. We must exit the irredeemable corrupt nation. Irredeemable. When we talk about Nigeria, the case of Nigeria is irredeemable. It doesn't matter what you think or what you do. Look at someone like Fani Kayode, who went along dancing with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Even when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was released, he was one of those who invited Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, sounds him, and began to tell Mazen Nnamdi Kanu how the Biafran people are hated, how the Igbo Biafrans are being hated, how the Fulanese do not want to see us eye to eye, how the Fulanese wish to wipe away all the Igbos. And he was saying how painful it is for him to see that, to see the late Muhammad Buhari demonstrate such kind of hatred. He lamented about the hatred in the presence of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and all the Biafrans thought that he was for real, and they supported him and promoted him. This same man even went to the extent of marrying an Igbo woman, whom he later abused and chased away from his own house, after the woman have given him some beautiful kids. This same man who has children that has Igbo blood today is one of those who is saying that if you are not if your mother is from Igbo land and your father is from Yoruba land, you don't have entitlement in Yoruba land. You don't have entitlement. This same man today is creating a difficult future for his own children. Someone like Fani Kayode today is creating a difficult future for the triplets that was given to him, 3 boys that an Igbo woman gave to him. Today, his in-laws has become his real arch enemy. He went to the extent of divorcing the wife after so much maltreatment and all that. Everybody kept quiet. Nobody paid attention. We were focused. Still, Biafrans, we are still lenient and watching. And all of a sudden, he unleashed all mayhem. That same man who has talked on a national program before the whole world, he has made a program where he asked the Nigeria to apologize to Igbo. That he said it in his own word. And I say, may every word that Fani Kayode has spoken in the past judge him. May every word that he has spoken in the past continue to stand before him and continue to judge him all the days of his life. I wouldn't extend this to his generation because of those innocent children that were given to him by the Igbo woman. But for every word that he has spoken in the past, may all those words stand against him. Today, that same man who has spoken eloquently before the whole world, he came before the whole world and he said that the Nigerian government, the Nigerian people owe the Igbo Biafrans an apology. And he said in his own word, until they apologize to the Igbo people, they will never know peace. They will never know progress. They will never know see security. They will